Now, a perfect example, again, of this crap that's been going on today is a decision was made, and again, I'm sick of this being treated like sort of, or, you know, like they're diffusing a bomb and they're a bit sweaty and, do we cut the red cord or the green one? If we cut the wrong one, kaboom! No, their job is to get back to normal, okay? You get back to normal as fast as you can. We've all swimming in this. We've all got the app. We all know not to lick the windows on the bus. So we have to get back to normal. And part of getting back to normal, and F the new normal, right, is international travel. There's a thing that we celebrate each and every year. It's called Anzac Day. The NZ in Anzac was New Zealand. The relationship between Australia and New Zealand is so strong, at times they talk about that either we should share a currency or maybe New Zealand could become an added state of Australia. I don't think Queen Ardern's going to do that, but you get the point. We like each other. And there are people who live in this country who know people in that country. And they both love each other and they should be allowed to see each other. But no. As soon as the door starts to open and people who come from a country with bugger all virus fly to another country with bugger all virus, dickhead state premiers, again, are trying to make this an example of, don't trust your fellow human being because they might literally be diseased. Here's that idiot in Western Australia.
This is not an ideal situation. We would prefer better management of these arrangements, but this is something that has happened that was outside of our control.
By announcing today that, of course, the pandemic means the hard border will stay for another 2 months because, you know, the election's in March of next year. Then, of course, there's Daniel Andrews, who is, again, desperately trying to distract from the fact that he didn't really announce very much, apart from the Goldilocks rule, 24 Ks is okay, 26 will kill you. No one can really go back to work unless, of course, you're a hairdresser. This is what he said about the New Zealand bubble.
Key point here is we were asked, do you want to be part of it? We simply said, yes, at some point, not right now.
So there are no emails from your department that authorise this?
Well, no one in my department has the authority to do that, and I haven't bothered asking those questions, frankly. And if we can keep going round in circles, if you want to put it to me that somehow it is the fault of the Victorian government that people finished up turning up here from another country when we expressly said we didn't want to be part of it, as well as people turning up in Perth and Hobart, I don't think that's reasonable.
Because literally, the NZ in Anzac is diseased. Seriously, think about this. This is how stupid we have become. Because most people's reaction today was, okay, that might be problems for the government. No. Again, these people are telling you who you can see and not see. Wake up, Australia. Wake up to these freaking premiers. Because fair dinkum, the New South Wales, now I can't stand this bloke, he should have gone over Ruby Princess, so I ain't licking the boots of Brad Hazzard. But this is a state health minister who was on all the calls and all the meetings of all of the other states. This is what he said about the outrage of those dirty New Zealanders coming to Western Australia.
I'm a little confused about what is going on in Victoria at the moment. The advice I had was that Victoria had actually accepted that arrangement. The fact that New South Wales has always been the gateway to the rest of the world and the gateway to the rest of Australia is exactly what Victoria did know.
So I've had one theme tonight, which is these people who are standing in the way of your ability to see your family, see your friends, to be able to determine your own future because they want to play daddy. And there are people in our society who are more than happy to be treated like children. What you can see right now are people who have not been allowed to see each other because of the pandemic. But they've also not been able to see each other because of politicians who want to show off that they have beaten the pandemic. You know how after a terrorist attack, they say things like, don't let the terrorists win, so keep going to the footy. Don't let the terrorists win by continuing on with your normal life. I say exactly the same thing about the Wu flu. I say exactly the same thing about the pandemic. And before Twitter deliberately misinterprets this, or we turn up next Monday night on Channel 2, I'm not suggesting that you need to find a bayonet and fight for freedoms and all this horse shit. I'm just saying the next time you get asked by a pollster, are Australians taking too long or not fast enough about restrictions? We're fine, mate. Clunk. That's what I want you to say. Because these politicians think the harder and the more daddy they are, the more popular they will become. Would you vote for a government who promises to tell you in the next 4 years, if you're dying, you can't see your kids? Because that's what's on the ballot paper. In Queensland in 2 weeks, and in Western Australia in a few months.